The D6s, so these are the most purposeful of dice because you can use them in BESM. They also make an appearance in large numbers when you're running a D&D game, because fireballs and lightning bolts and that kind of thing utilize a pile of these dice. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, looks like I have 25 D6s. It's just a separate group. I keep them in their own little bag because I use them for exclusively D6 purposes. Quite a large variety of D20s. These are highly practical in the D&D set of games, and D20 Modern. Pull them all out here for you. Notice I've got quite a few. 5, 10, 15, 17 looks like. My favorite is probably this one, if you can see it. You can't. It's blue and red. I don't know. This looks kind of spackly. Oh, here's an 18th and a 19th. Here's a 20th and a 21st and a 22nd. D20. Next is the D12. I probably have the fewest of these, but it's the coolest die. It is the sister die to the D20. That is to say, if you take the regular polyhedron, the icosahedron, take all the vertices on the D20 and turn them into faces, and turn all the faces into vertices, you get the D12. It's not used very often. There are very few weapons that use it in D&D. No other game systems found another D20. Most other game systems just don't use them at all. But they exist as damage dice for weapons. Specifically, the Dwarven War Axe is the only 12. I shouldn't have very many of these, but I think I have such a fondness for the D12 and the strange fact that each of its 12 faces is, by mathematical nature, a pentagon, just peculiar, that I've collected many of them for this eccentricity. One of them has fallen onto the floor. Okay. I have one D30. It's not a regular polyhedron. But it is fair. Each of the faces has an equal opportunity to result on a roll. It's just not one of the 5 platonic polyhedron. The D30 has no uses at all. There is not a single role-playing game that uses it. I just have one because it's interesting. The 10s on them. And it's so that you can roll one of these and a 1s die and get a result that's between 0 and 90. Primary die that is used in Vampire the Masquerade. And it's a dice pooling system, so instead of just rolling 1d10, you have to pick up the margin by which you've succeeded, if you've succeeded at all. So, grouping of D6s. These are just assorted D6s. They actually have the numerals on them, like this one. You'll see numbers. And some of them just have the pips that you're making Monopoly. I have 16 D6s. This is a 2d6. That is 2 6-sided dice, one inside the other. So you can give it a shake, toss it, and then this says 2 and 3 inside, which is a 5. It's goofy. It doesn't come up much. But actually in BESM, 2d6 is the standard roll to create a bell. These are spherical D6s. You roll them, and they come to rest only on the inside. There is an octahedron, and an octahedron has 8 faces, but 6 vertices. Plenty of D8s. D8s are the sister of the D6. They are octahedrons, and where there is a face, they come up every now and again. There's a lot of weapons that use them. Here's a crystal D6. It's a fair 6-sided die, but it's not cube-shaped. It's a prism.
And there are also 10 4-sided dice.